So we have seen how to do manual configurations for enterprise, how to do for legal entities, how to do for the legislative data group. Now the next object which we are going to work is business unit. So previously we created a business unit with help of enterprise structure configurator. We saw how to create it. Now we'll try to create it manually in the system. So I will not again go with the definition of business unit and all. It is quite obvious now. So in order to create a business unit, the task which we need to work on is manage business unit. So we'll go to our implementation project and we will search for the task manage business unit. And again we'll create two business units, one for US and one for okay. So I need to click on go to task. So all the business unit which you have created will start appearing. In case you want to edit, you can select any one of them and you can go and edit the detail. In order to create a new one, you need to click on this create. So I will enter the detail again. This time it will be DRBU EUS. In case you want to enter any manager, you can do that. You want to enter any location, you can do that. You can create a location and you can enter a location, but these are not mandatory, so you skip. Our default set. So if you have created any reference set in your system, it will start appearing, or you can actually use a common set. If you want to create a reference data set, you can create it from this place, or there is another task, manage reference data set. So you can use that task and create as many as set depending upon your requirement. So I have created a business unit. It is under common set. So all the jobs, grade, locations and department which are under common will appear for this business unit. Now I will create another business unit and that will be for India. So guys, we have created two business units. So similarly, you can also go to the task, manage business unit task. I will ping in the chat and create two business units, one for India, one for US. And you can use a common set as a default set. Please confirm me once you are done with creation of two business units.
So do we need to select scope while creating business sorry.
No.
Business unit.
If I see manage business unit, you have to open this task, manage business unit. This is a different task which we will talk after this once you are done with the creation of two business units.
Sir, I'm trying to search for common set, but it's not appearing on the search list.
Type COMMON in search.
What is manager thing? Can we leave this?
Manager. So suppose that it is mainly used for a reporting purpose. Suppose that you have two or three, if you want to assign a particular manager to a particular business unit, so that is a person who is responsible for all the activities of that business unit. So you can assign that.
So it's not a mandatory, okay?
It is not a mandatory and it is only for a reporting purpose. It doesn't play any significant role in any transaction.
What about the location?
The location again, if you want to add, you can add. That is your business unit is at this location. It is not mandatory, you can leave.
So within the US, we are defining different business units in different locations, right?
You can do that. See,
Okay.
if you want to have a relationship between location and business unit that I want to also capture the location detail for each business unit, then you are free to do. If you don't want to do, or if your business unit is not very much specific to a single location, maybe your Oracle business unit can sit into Philadelphia, can sit into New York, then it is advisable that you leave the location empty. And again, it is only for reporting. It doesn't, if you assign a location to a business unit, it doesn't play any role in the transaction.
I'm done creation.
We created two business units and both of the business units were assigned to a common set. Now suppose that if we have a requirement that our jobs, department and grade, all the jobs, department and grade which is assigned to a common set should appear under the list of values. But for location, we have a requirement that all the location which is assigned to some specific set should also appear. You got a requirement. So now my requirement is that all the grade, job and department which is assigned to the common set should appear for my business unit. But I also have a requirement that all the location which is assigned to set 001 or some other set should also appear for this business unit. But as we have mapped it to common, so only the location which is the common one will appear. But now we want to override that feature. We want to see the location for some other set also in this business unit. So we can achieve that by going to the another task, that is manage business unit set assignment. So first is you need to select a scope. So we'll select our US. So this is our business unit. We'll select it, highlight and click save and close. Can you see there are a lot of other objects from other modules, finance, supply chain management, which are set enabled. From HR point of view, we have job, department, grade, location. Our requirement is job, department, grade. Okay, all the jobs or grade or department which are assigned to common is okay. But location should come from the some other set. So we'll search for our location attribute. By default, it is assigned to common. If I want to view the location for some other set, what I will do is that I will select some other set. HR will hire an employee in this business unit. Job, grade and department of common will come. But location of set what we have selected, that will come, and common by default will also come. So is this clear? So this feature actually helps us.
So can you explain it?
So actually,
how is this happening? I mean, it's not very clear.
So by creating a business unit, we assigned a set. That was a common set. And till this time, what we understood is that there are four objects which are set driven: job, grade, department, and location. So we were under assumption that if a business unit, if we assign a set ABC to a business unit A or maybe business unit 1, then all the job or location or grade or department which is assigned to that set ABC will appear to that business unit. Okay, so is this clear? I just want to know is this clear, because then I will move to the next.
Can you put an example in the notepad? Or not this set one, like
Sure.
Names.
We discussed that yesterday. So you remember this was the example we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have two business units. Business unit is assigned to set 001. Business unit 2 is assigned to set 002. Okay? And BU3, let's take in BU3 which is assigned to common. Now, when HR hires an employee in business unit 1, so all the grade which is assigned to, so whenever you create a grade, you actually give a set. Likewise, you have given in the business unit. Whenever you create a job, you select a set. So Suppose that grade 1 is created and it was the set which was selected set 001. So whenever an HR hires an employee in BU1 which is mapped to set 001, so all the data which is mapped to 001 will appear to this business unit. So the grade which will appear is grade 1. Grade 2 will not appear for this business unit. Job 1 will appear for this business unit. Job 2 will not appear. Similarly, D1 will appear. D2 will not appear. And in location, L1
Only
will appear
look
and
appear and
L3 will appear. L3 will also appear because L3 is common,
common.
free to
Okay.
anyone. So guys, let me know if this is clear because then only I can move to some other.
So we are restricting the data sets here. We can do it for locations, we can do it for departments, we can do it for grades, we can do it for business units as well as
Yes,
not
this
for
is
the
clear.
business.
Now we have a requirement that, okay, for business unit 1, we are okay with grade which are associated with set 001. We are okay with job which is associated with set 001. But now we have a requirement that for business unit 1, we want a department which is mapped to set 002. Now, there is a catch. Business unit is mapped to set 001. So ideally the department which is mapped to set 001 will come into picture. Now, if you have a requirement to bring the department of set 002, so what you will do is that you will go to this task, manage business unit set assignment. You will search for the department in this reference data object and you will just switch the reference data set. Now, if you switch the reference data set for department to be set 002, then all the department which is mapped to 002 will start appearing. D1 will not come into picture. So in our case, this business unit was in common. So all the objects, job, department which are under common work will come to this business unit. But now we have a requirement that for location, we want a location of some other set to come or to get displayed while using this business unit. So what we did is that we went to this task. It is like to override the default set behavior of a business unit. By default, as we have selected common set while creating this business unit, all the objects mapped to the common set will appear. But for location, we want that location of some set ABC to appear. So we will select a scope of that business unit. We'll click go to task. We will select location in this section, this one. Right now see, by default location, all the common one will come and we will overwrite it with some other set value, which is our requirement. And after that, we'll click save and close. Clear?
So with this, it will lose the original property and it will now show the overridden property. Basically, so you are losing something and you are gaining something as well.
Gaining something. So maybe like for 3 of the objects, we are fine with common or the predefined set, which we gave while creating a business unit. But for some object, we want to see it of some other set or some other group. So we can override that value.
So, but then it will lose to see the original data.
Yeah. It will lose to see the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That now it makes sense.
And common by default will come to each and every list of values.
That goes unsaid.
Any
So can
question
you
on
do
this?
the example on your notepad for a second?
Yeah.
So here you wanted to change, you wanted to see for BU1, you wanted to see the department value D2, right? Which is in set 2.
Yeah.
So you will basically change the set 2 to set 1. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So I will go to this place. I will search for department in reference data object. And that department will be by default mapped to set 001. I will go and change it to set 002. So it will actually start displaying D2 then.
For BU1, you will change the set. You will change the set to 002.
For BU1 we are not changing. For the object associated with BU1 we are changing. These are the different objects which is associated with this BU.
So you're changing it for the department, right? D2.
Yeah.
You will change the set
So
to 001, right?
So suppose that let me see department 0. So see, By default, it will be mapped to 001. Okay, from this example. So what we'll do is that we'll select the drop down and we will switch it to 002.
Okay, I got it.
Then what will happen? It will actually lose the default feature. So it will stop displaying D1. It will start displaying D2. So that's all in common. Anybody has question on this? This is again the least I have seen, I think, once or twice doing this. Nobody prefer doing this much of override thing.
I think we are good.
So it was just for our knowledge. We will not do any lab exercise. In case in future you are implementing and you have this requirement, then there is a way to take care of this. Now we are done with business unit. Let's see what is the next. Now we will try to create departments. So similarly, like business unit, we have a task manage department. So we'll go to our implementation and we'll search for a task manage department.
So
Okay.
in EBS, they call it as organizations, right?
Yeah.
So there is
In
no concept
database
called
also, in database also it is stored as an organization. But in UI it actually is like a department. When you write in SQL and something, so where there we write organization.
I have a question for you. So
Yeah.
let's say the same department means like
Mm-hmm.
it has 4 plants, easterly, westerly, southerly, or north plant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if the business asks you, hey, instead of all these 4 departments, the locations are different, but they want to create in one department. Can we do that?
Yeah. What is
Okay.
the problem in that?
Because in EBS, right now, we created like for all the 4 locations, we created as 4 departments. Easterly
Mm-hmm.
organization, westerly organization.
Mm-hmm. See, in HCM, locations and department are not linked. So department is not mandatory to create location by creating a department. So in that case, you can easily achieve your requirement. In EBS, I'm not sure, but I think department, if you're creating a department, location has to be there. But in C, if I create department by going a task, manage department, location you can enter, but it is not a mandatory.
No. My question is now here. Okay, so the department is, let's say, XYZ. Okay, that's the department name. Okay, so in the XYZ, we have like in the same XYZ, we have like 4 different locations. So how do you do that?
Mhm. So again, in
But it
that
will not allow
case,
you. The system won't allow you same XYZ again to create, right?
no. So in that case, you have to create then 4. If you want to, if the business is happening at all the 4 locations, and it is like different business is happening, and they are treating as a different department, then you have to create 4. Okay. So coming to the task that is managed department, you will open the task, click on go to task, and you will see these steps. So you will click on create new. Okay. Now, as we have discussed that department is a set enabled object. So whenever you are creating a department, you will give a set. And whatever set you choose, and if a business unit is having that set, then only the location will be displayed to business unit. If it is common, then it will be displayed to each and every business unit. So see, while creating it, it is asking us for a set. Now we'll create our department. One for US, one for India. Status will be active. We can leave all these data blank. And it is 11/1951 or 11/19. We take 1901 because I'm creating everything from 1901. I will click next. So these are the different other informations like your cost center if finance team wants to capture. You can have a reporting name of this department, or you can have a manager attached. So these are like a good to have information.
But the cost center
Then-
is a mandatory, right? When you
No.
have a department
No.
for your payroll or budgeting.
Yeah, in that case, if you are using payroll and budgeting, then you have to create. If you are not using a payroll module, then you can leave it blank. you can also enter a workday information. So this, if you enter it here, it will override the enterprise value and the legal employer value or the legal entity value. Then depending upon some country, you can enter all these values if required. But 99% of the informations are not required, so we'll skip it. So we'll see our details, like it is under common set, name is this, and all those things. Click submit. Now we'll click another one with the part India, and again it will be in common set, and we can bypass all unwanted information. So let's cross check the department which we have created are created or not. Yeah, so our departments are there, which is under common set, and everything is okay. So this is a task. Let me ping you, and please create two department.
So the one we are going to create a department now. Do you want to create like a specific to one US, one for India, or
Anything you can do. See,
okay?
you can actually use your own combinations also. The thing is, you should have two, so that when we do a practice, you can use Oracle department, SAP department, but you should remember a name, so that when we hire an employee or whenever you do some security or whenever do some customization, you will use your own department.
Task is manage departments, right?
Yeah, I have pinged that.
So we just create two department records, right? There's nothing special.
Nothing more.
You have to populate the location column.
If you want, you can. If you don't want, you can leave it blank, because it is not a mandatory.
Save it or done. You have to save it or click on done. Save it, right?
Save it and you need to click on done. What was the last? Let me see. Suppose that if I edit this, you have to click submit.
Yeah,
The
save and
final.
submit.
There is an option which is coming up which asks me set as default or run automatically over here when I save.
Let me give you a presentation, right?
This
Try
is
to
where
create. You have not created itself. It is like you are entering, you are searching. It is a search option.
oh,
You need
so
to click
sorry.
plus.
When I searched this thing, like it was showed up and it's saying go into row one, and of course nothing came up in the task list.
Let me give you the presentation. I should whom I give.
See, I did like manage department search, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it came over, and
Click
I
on
always
that.
clicked
Yep.
this manage department. See, from there it was
Yep.
hanging like that.
Let's
Just
wait the
fetch-
data. Yeah.
It says it's fetching data.
Okay, click on done. So now, till now we saw to search the task from implementation project. Click on done
Yeah.
also. There's another way to do all these things. In case
the
you don't
menu.
want to follow the, search there. Click on directly the task. So 99% we do this way. Because
Oh,
going to the
okay.
implementation project, searching the task is like a lot of effort. If you can do something from there, then why to go to that entire process?
So location it says mandatory.
You are searching. Are you trying to create or you are trying to search?
Oh, I'm trying to create.
It is a search box. You have to use the plus icon. Next and submit. Nothing. If you want to explore, you can see what are the other details you can enter. Otherwise, next and submit.
So there is a bug in that search region too.
No, no. It is for you to search. It is not
No,
for
no, no.
creation.
So from that taskbar itself, when I search that, it doesn't came up, right? The results.
Where in the implementation project,
Yeah, in the implementation project inside taskbar, no.
uh, it it will come for maybe case that everyone is working on the same task. That may be a reason it is like delayed.
Okay,
Try again. Go to the implementation project. It will come because
okay.
I have done from the same. So this is another way to search the task
Yeah,
so that
this
you
is much
don't have to
faster
go to the,
actually.
yeah.
Instead of one day, this is much faster, and we can search or manage departments, right?
Now try to put that value there in the name. So it will give you the result what you have created.
Okay,
So this implementation project, searching from implementation project is like a good to have thing.
okay.
So it is like once you complete the 5 days of session, you will see that there is a lot of things which we don't do what is unexpected way. Anyone is still working on this managed department or we are good to go? So that save will come into this notification. Can you see my screen? So till now you have saved that, you have not submitted. So it is not committed to the database. Still the transaction is in temporary database. So it will come thing
Right.
like this. Create
Okay.
department process was saved. So you can click on that and you can resume your data entry. You haven't submitted. That is the reason it is not committed to the database.
Let me go there again. When I click, it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays there.
It will open like a pop-up. See, if I click this, it will open a pop-up.
Oh,
Allow
yeah.
pop-up.
Block is-
So it will again land you to the same transaction page and you can continue your transaction there.
So when we submit, it's not still in actual database; it's in temporary database.
If you submit, then it goes to the actual database. If you click on save, save is something like system is thinking that you will come back and resume your transaction again. So it has saved you the data which you have entered for you so that you can resume the transaction again.
अच्छा है। खाने आता ना। हाँ। ऐसे भी सालों में भी आते हैं ऐसा। हमारी आंटी हमारे को उनके पास टमाटर का झाड़ है, करिया पात का झाड़ है। आंटी के पास करिया पात का झाड़ है। हाँ ऊपर है। अब लाडू वैसे नीचे। जल्दी करो, दफ्तर बिछाना है। तो मोटरा पर रोजी आज मेरी ऐसा दिखता छोटे छोटे। क्या कैसा दिख रहा? ऐसा दिख रहा है, ऐसा दिख रहा क्या? छोटे ऐसे खेल रहे हैं। हाँ। इसे घर काट के तुम झाड़ मार।
नींबू 20 को 4 का था मार्केट मार्केट है ना वो इधर रख दो ये कवर अपने
ये काम जो नहीं दिख रहा
क्या
अंगूर से
है जी
ये तो बनाने लगा ये
और एक कवर देखो पौधे अच्छे हैं देखो 20 के लगे छोटे बिल्कुल अरे देख
इतने मोटे बड़े 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 हैं
हाँ सुंदर माल
बड़ा है धनिया का दूध
120 रुपये 120 रुपये
धनिया का
चलो
दूध
रख लो तुम्हें
धनिया का दूध बढ़िया था ताजी तोड़ा ना पप्पा धनिया ताजी चोड़ा
पानी डाला हाँ डाला
ऐसे नोट लाए तो कैसा मुझे कौन लेते
क्या है क्या हो
देखो पूरे गल को गई
अरे जाती है स्टिकर मारे तो नहीं लेते चलो 500 रुपये दिए थे इतने बच्चे को 60 रुपये
200 280
हाँ रखो तुम्हें दे दे क्या देखो 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 फ्रिज में देखो अच्छा अरे साथ में
17-18 रमजान से चैन में से
चलो बाबू
अंगूरा बना दी
दादी
है
वो रखते हो ये डालो थोड़ा सा रक्षा नहीं दिखे तो दूसरी
ये
चीज
साफ है अंकल अंदर साफ साफ है पूरे
और कुछ काम की
पूरे साफ साफ है
ये भी ये डालो बोलते हो ये खा लो
देखा भैया देखा पे
वो अंदर ऐसी उसमें अंदर कटोरे
प्लेट में से छनकी दूसरे कटोरे में
दूसरे
निकाल वो
कटोरे
प्लेट कर
चलो।
निकाल
20 रुपये
ये बनाओ शायद।
खैर वो 20 40 ये 60
हाँ
100 रुपये ये 100 ये कितने
सबको एक प्लेट ना
140 और क्या है आपके ये फोन पे से ये 140 प्लस 200
हाँ नक्को काटा बेटे
200 रुपये दिए और 20 रुपये एक्स्ट्रा मार दो और तुम्हारे भाई शायरी कैसे रख दो उठा के शायरी कैसे रख दिया था ऊपर बस से कितने हाथ बस से अरे सूजन फिर बढ़ गई बैठ के पढ़ रहे थे उठ बैठ कर दूँगी फिर बढ़ गई दिख रही चलो 20 को 4 का था देखो देखो हाँ मार्केट में आज 400 रुपये की मार्केट है ना और लाना क्या नमस्ते सही चलो सेब काटे निकाले
हाँ।
ये लो ये रख दो कि नहीं लो वो सेब काटे नहीं काटे उधर रखो चलो खबर 20 रुपये दिए बोले अच्छा ऐसा तरबूज निकाले यहाँ से तू रोज एक एक तरबूज खा रहे थे पागल हो गए एक काट के